Hello, world. This video is going to be about your senses, your your physical senses. That is, your senses are always telling you something. They're always communicating something, but they're not telling you who you are. Your senses can't know who you are. Your senses are taking information. Oh, fuck. Contradiction. Hello. So, I never know how to do these videos because I'll get an idea and it makes sense, and then I'll say it, and then it's like the contrary, and I see the truth in the contradictory statement, and it's like, well, fuck, can I even share this? Because then people will get confused. But the point is not, if people are getting confused, then they're not the people I'm trying to reach. So what I'm saying is your senses are telling you that you are something. But you know who you are, what you are. What you have decided for yourself to be, to express, the concept you have of self is the truth, is actually the truth, because the truth is I am, and I am is selecting a state, is selecting a concept, so it has to manifest. Now the problem is you get caught up in judging after appearances. Wait a minute, I'm not that because, like, for example, wealth. Well, I'm not a millionaire yet because my bank account doesn't say so. Let's assume you're feeling into wealth and you're feeling I have substantial amount of money, if that's what that wealth means to you. And then you look at your bank account and your senses say, no, you don't. Do you accept that? That's up to you to decide. But if you know that you're the being that's assuming that you're wealthy, well then it's very easy. It's like a straight line. Not in terms of necessarily it appearing outside, because we don't know how long it's going to take for an assumption to become physical fact. But we do know that it does, because that's the nature of existence. So quite literally, once you have, if you're recognizing, so this is my point, this is the idea. If you, as consciousness, recognize yourself as such, preceding anything else, you're the consciousness that is existing, from which all experience is coming through. You know, putting words to these inner realizations and understandings is, well, first of all, it's impossible, because language is dualistic and the truth is not. Truth is not dualistic. So, you know, and that point actually is really good, because then you can if you're like me, you'll try to eat things up with your mind, like someone speaking some spiritual truth, and your mind wants to grab onto something so that it can operate, so that it can exist as an independent entity, and just understanding that that'll never be it. In fact, I can say something spiritually true, right? And your mind can grab it and then you'll function from it, and then you might actually get something out of it, right? You may have a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of experience, but if you're still in the mind, then the opposite's going to pop up at some point, and then you'll be like, oh my God, what happened? I thought this was the way, this was it. And that's life, that's spirit saying, yeah, you thought that some idea or something was the way. No, I am is the way. So it's like, anyway, this has been a bit all over the place. Hopefully you had some resonance with something that was said. The main point being, if you recognize yourself as consciousness, as spirit, and that's a true recognition, you have to know it. You'll know if you know, and if you don't know, then you don't know. You just have to have a willingness and a desire to know and to see, and you will. And you have to be honest with yourself. Is that desire intense? Do you have a strong longing? If you don't, I'm not going to put a limitation on what spirit could do, but I know from my own experience that a longing and a desire that supersedes all longing and desires. First of all, that's what we're all longing and desiring for anyway. Just depending on our level of consciousness, that appears to us differently. So if you're really in the mind and you're, there's only, anyway, I don't want to go, maybe that'll be a different video. But the main point being, if you recognize yourself as consciousness, then you know that as soon as you desire something, it's done. It's actually done. You will become that if you maintain, because there's only consciousness. So if you're assuming that you are something, you have to, it has to come to fruition. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. Peace, y'all.